bâton.
Part of this TIA reunion. We're so excited to have all of you here with us. For the first portion of this, we're just going to ask some questions and have some fun. Thank you guys all for being here. I know, Kate, you came from Vancouver. Cass, you came from Sylvan Lake?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone else travel here? I don't know. I don't think so. But thank you all for being here either way, because it was a very early day. So I'll just get started, and maybe we'll just go down from Cassidy. But Cassidy, what's your favorite treatment at the clinic and why?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I think the one that's made like probably the biggest difference in my life was the non-surgical rhinoplasty, because that was just like a big insecurity of mine, like just like my side profile and like making that a little more snatched and straight really made a difference for me. So I think that one's my favorite.
It looks so good.
Thanks.
Thanks. And how about you, Jess?
I would say obviously lip filler, because I didn't have any lips beforehand, and hydrating facials have been a game changer for me, because I moved here from Vancouver, where Kate's from, and the difference in the air quality is so dry, so my skin has been suffering since. So facials and lip filler have changed my life.
I don't know if you guys have seen the throwback pictures that I sometimes put up on my the Italian Boss Babe page, but I was literally like small Italian birdie lips. Like I had no lips, so every time I would smile, they would just curl under and all you see was gum. So I feel you.
So you feel it.
Yeah.
We all gotta start somewhere, right?
Yes. Build that lip, girl.
Yeah.
I think my favorite treatment would be the True Sculpt on my butt, because I have never had a butt my entire life. Like, no matter how many squats I do, whatever the case may be, like, and it was something that triggered me to be like, oh my gosh, I actually have the ability to have a little bit of a butt.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's right. I'm like, oh my god, I love it. Right? And then it also like triggered me to continue going to the gym and like actually lifting weights, because it made me legitimately stronger. So I was able to lift weights and like hip thrust, because before I was like, no, I cannot do that. I'm not capable of that. So yeah, it's like changed my life and my confidence in like my backside. So we love that.
Yeah. I think Kate knows with the flex, like how, and like even immediately, I did one of my first sessions the other day for this series, and I couldn't believe how much stronger I felt after. Like it's immediately after, like the before, and then you get it done for 15 minutes, and then you get your afters, and it's like I can already see definition because it, it's like 54,000 sit-ups, right, in 15 minutes, and it feels great. It feels awesome, except for the like one part, it feels like you're getting tickled.
It's so ticklish.
And then like the last, like I think it's 5 minutes, you feel like you're being tickled. That first, I'm like, oh gosh, like this is just annoying. But then you just get used to the feeling. But yeah, you just immediately after, I felt more confident.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Oh my gosh, I want to try.
Yeah, you need to. I recommend.
Flex for everybody. Oh yeah.
You get a flex for Christmas. You get a flex for Valentine's Day. Love it.
Yeah. How about you, Abby?
I think lips. I was gonna say like Botox or distillate, but definitely lips, especially the rush up technique changed my life. I was telling her earlier how my lips were so tiny. I still have to send her a photo of it, but they were like super thin.
They look great.
They look so good. Well, she just has that like really perfect arch at her Cupid's bow,
Yeah.
like that traditional rush up / Russian look, right? So I was looking at her lips earlier, and I'm like, now I want Anna to touch my nuts with it.
Love it. Love it.
How about you?
I was gonna ask you.
Mine?
Oh.
That's
Turn the
like
table.
I'm no longer going you know what? I can't pick because almost every single treatment in the clinic has been handpicked by me, right? And it's been like a lot of research, and I'll be so passionate about the ID because I'm bringing it in and getting the treatments done and watching it, on my friends and family to see, those results. And then I'll like quickly go to something else. I'm like, okay, the temperature firm now. Let's address this. And so I jump around, but I have so much passion for everything in the clinic and like all the education and everything moving forward. So I feel like that question has been brought to me a few times, and I feel bad for saying I can't answer it, but it's everything within the clinic, and not just the treatments in the clinic, but the whole staff and the vibe and like the environment too. So
Well, you curated
I'll
that, right?
Yeah.
So of course it's your favorite.
the whole thing is
Yeah.
my baby.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't just like, or they're all it's like my whole babies, like all the machines and treatments and everything is like a little baby for me, right? So you can't pick one over the other. But it depends on the week, because sometimes my mom friend will come back and then Botox is
You're
like,
like,
Yeah, you're gonna touch up on that one.
yeah.
I was going to answer just all of the above, to be honest. After losing almost 85 pounds in my journey, doing treatments like True Body, True Sculpt, where you don't have to go under the knife to fix certain areas on the skin that you don't think are going to go back to the way you wanted them to, that was life-changing for me. And then let's just talk here up. Everything to the chisel package, my Julie Horn lip technique. I love looking natural. And it's just given me so much confidence to show up to who I just am today. So I'm very grateful. And I'm very grateful for how advanced technology is at the Injectionist, that it's just prime work. There's just nothing like it.
Okay, I would say lips, because also mine weren't like tiny, but they were always like an insecurity, a little smaller. And then I also got my cheeks done recently, which I never really thought of, but it helped like kind of lift it all up too, like with my lips. So I'm obsessed with that.
yeah.
You look good,
Looks
girl.
so good.
Yeah, you look good.
I know you look amazing. No, you really do. Yeah, for me, I'm a lippies kind of girl too. The thing was, it's like my lips were never an insecurity before, but once I had it done, it kind of just made me like elevate my self-confidence even more. So for me, like all of these treatments, it's not necessarily about fixing a part of me. It's about making myself feel more beautiful and more comfortable, and I think that everybody should do it. Now I have, now I have an upper lip, bitch. Like let's go, kiss me. Somebody kiss me. I have lips now.
Amazing.
You're going there. I think everyone hit the hammer on the nail with everyone's individual favorites. I think mine will have to be Tide, which is kind of tough because they're very different, but I loved Avoclear. It changed my life. I think, especially in 2023, like the self-care, wellness, I really have that goal of loving myself and not wearing makeup so often, and having that opportunity come towards me. Like, I'm just so grateful that something like that could be brought to Calgary and we can use it. My skin's mental. It's so much better. Like,
You're glowing.
I'm glowing. I mean, I had crazy cystic acne, and went on Accutane, and that didn't work. And now actually having something that's a cure, like the Injectionist, just blew my mind with that one right out of the water. And then tied with that is masculine Botox.
Yeah.
Just a holy grail, chef's kiss.
life-changing.
If you know, you know. It's just one of those things. As someone who struggles with anxiety, I always clench my teeth. I'm always grinding. I'm always doing something up here. So the fact that it helped me kind of relax that area, but then also snatch my face a little bit, bring it in, I was like, wow, this is actually helpful. It helps my migraines. It helps with all these amazing things. So it just adds to clean skin and nice
chiseled, we're happy.
It's beautiful.
No, definitely. I think that one thing with the masseter Botox that people might not understand that don't have TMJ is that you don't realize that you're doing it. Like I would do it during the day when I was like staring at my phone for like 8 hours and my laptop working. I wouldn't do it at night. So I would just, out of nowhere, I would just be like insanely grumpy and I would just be like not happy. And I didn't know why. And then when I started getting the masseter Botox done, it took away migraines or headaches or pressure that I didn't even realize I had because I was doing it so often. So it just it gave me a better quality of life. And again, it snatches the face nice in.
God, you guys made me want it because
it's crazy.
I literally at one point I was like eating a sandwich and I literally was like, okay, gotta go to the emergency because my jaw literally locked open. And it's like there's something wrong with like this muscle is stronger than this one because I chew more on this side and I'm like, now I'm like, oh my God.
You should try it.
They can fix that, right? And like
literally
units are different for different people.
Because that's what I always heard is this like masseter Botox and now I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds
fantastic.
beautiful. Yeah. Wow.
You should see photos of baby me, like my jaw is out. Like my muscles are sticking out. Like it looks like they go to the gym. So it's amazing how much.
You used to jaw exercise.
I maintain it, and like it's been really helpful. And I think a really cool part of it too is I feel like you all can relate. Every time I've ever gone to the Injectionist, they educate me. So I'm not just walking in and like, oh, let me just fill you up. But like, this is why, this is the technique, this is what's gonna happen, and I wanna know, and it's nice that, no, I'm not a derm, I'm not an RN, but my girlfriend's like, what's masseters? I'm like, oh, I can actually tell you because they educated me. This is good for me.
That's so
beautiful.
That's something too, like I had been, and it wasn't just Calgary, like I went and got injected in Toronto where my family lived, in Montreal, and I had the laser clinic here. We didn't do injectables yet. But when I would go to certain places, it was like, I walked in, I was younger, right? I was in my 20s, which at that time was like taboo, like unheard of, it was for anti-aging only. Right. But I'd walk in and it's like, well, she doesn't have $1,000 to spend here, or, and it wouldn't be, nothing would be explained to me. I didn't know if it was Xeomin. I didn't know how many units. I didn't know if they're using Restylane in my lips. I didn't know, right? And so that was such a big piece when I was starting the YYC Injectionist is that, that experience has to be there. We have to tell people what's going on because though they're coming to us with, aesthetic goals that they want to achieve, we don't just say, oh, okay, you know what, let's take a half an hour appointment, put it into 5 minutes, just bing, bang, boom, here's your bill and go. Because that experience isn't there and that education piece isn't there for them to feel good or to actually understand what they're getting done and why. So that is great feedback. Thank you for that feedback.
Provides value, right? Like not just visually, but I'm like, oh, I can walk away knowing that I'm not gonna have migraines, like all these little things. I'm gonna have clear skin and this is why. My lips are gonna be full and they're gonna last. Like there's so many things that you guys definitely take the time to educate and make feel safe and safe, but you know what I mean.
It's so fun too. Like after talking and learning about everything. And what I love is they never let you overdo it. Because I'm a little bit of a lip filler fiend. And April and Anna were like, no. It's good. Like you look good.
Like, you're like, you sure have.
Yeah. And they're like, I like
pump me up, bitch. And you're like, pump the brakes.
But I like that they explain it. And she's like, if I do more, then it's gonna look like this. But if I do this, it'll get the look that you want. And then I just never want to leave because it's like hanging out with girlfriends.
I literally, you need to be around when we do numbing charades.
What?
Oh, that's a new thing. That was fun.
Last week I was numbing and I don't remember what I was trying to say.
Oh, you were and we played like a full-on 40-minute game of charades because I couldn't talk.
Oh my god!
And it was so bloody funny.
But
I always
that's
thought we had like regular clients coming in that were getting into it, and they're like, "This is my first time, and this is the best experience ever." And I'm like, "I'm happy we could deliver. I feel like I'm part of the family."
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we created numbing charades, and it was like. It was a day. It was so much fun.
No, I think that the new numbing cream, like, I don't know if you guys have all tried it out yet, but me personally, I was numb from my chin to my nose. And I couldn't feel it. It felt like a dental block for like, I don't even know, like 4 or 5 hours. I fell asleep. Like, if anybody has been there when Nika gets injected, I freak out. I need somebody rubbing my legs, somebody talking to me, someone using the vibrata. I still need to take breaths. I need you to run and get me a juice. Like, I'm very I hate needles.
Get that
right?
juice.
And like I own an injectables clinic, but I'm not good with getting injected. And so we would go to we went to numb my lips. I'm like, okay, here we go. You know, the back sweats, and you're like, oh, you're shaking, and you're like in your own head. I'm like, hey, get this over with. And but I was like, I can't talk. I'm like, you guys, I have to go see my aunt after this, and I'm not telling her I'm getting this done. You know, very old school kind of aunt that's in your life, and so. I couldn't even, I'm going to see her and she brings me a glass of vodka water at her house and it comes with a straw and I didn't want to be rude and like ditch the straw. I was like, I can do this. It's been a few hours. And it went all down her face. And she's like, what's going on? Like, I'm so upset. But no, like that stuff, like, that's another thing too, because I have such big fear of needles and from pain. I was like, let's just keep going back to the drawing board with like our pharmacies and like different formulations and like the Melise would have a good idea about what to do and we would try out all these things. But this one is staying.
The new one is the best, and I'm like you, bruising and a big baby.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Honestly, people getting injected, that is crazy. Love that.
I love the little
Oh
Yeah.
I need to have it like right in my face.
I love it.
So
And when they're like walking away, I'm like,
I'm like, no, I'll get Emily and I'll be like, right here, like in my face.
yeah.
Okay, so here's the next question. So we'll start from this side this time. So I think we've all talked about our favorite services that we have done, but what's something that you want to try at the clinic that you haven't yet?
Oh, exciting. I would love to do tear trough filler. Yeah, I think that would be kind of like one that's slept on a little bit.
Yes.
And people don't really think about it, but
Totally.
just
Such a difference.
saving that area, like
A huge
as
difference.
Eastern European descent, we age not gracefully. So those bags and I don't sleep, that would be such a game changer. And just having that filled area, we already spend so much time trying to conceal it and
Yeah.
trying to do something about it.
Yeah.
And just having that high maintenance to be low maintenance option, I think that would be a plus.
Well, and something too that I think we as a clinic, I really want to focus on pushing out this year, but is PRP. And PRP mixed with filler for the under eyes brings the most natural, beautiful result
Sign
I've
me
ever
up.
seen.
Sign me
Yeah,
up.
me too.
That's what
Me
I'm
too.
doing. That's my next thing I'm getting
Cool.
done too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I took your Andy Cohen moment away. But yeah, no, the PRP it's fantastic, right? So if you're gonna do the teardrop filler anyway, I would mix the two because man, the result is fantastic.
I'm excited to learn more and do it.
Stunning.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. There's so much that I want to try. I think like, and this is gonna sound bonkers coming from me, but that liquid peach, come on. Make this thing bigger.
Girl, when I see you walking around her, I was
I know, I can't.
I know.
But that's why I wonder. I'm like, how big can we get? Because I'm like, let's get real. This is Italian genetics, and you know these big thighs and giant dump truck I got here. But
Trump soundbite.
yeah,
Bigger.
but I'm like, I do have hip dips. I do have like those parts where I'm like, okay, we could round that shit out.
yeah,
That's what it's for.
Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't know if I will extend anymore, but
That's
just
amazing.
saying, I've pondered.
Yeah, we'll come in for a consult because the best thing for that, like we don't let anybody just come in and get that done because there's so much to it.
Yeah.
It's a big surface area.
Yeah.
And there's different options. So that's why like you come in and we'll like take a look and have a little fun party and see what you want to do, and the girls will offer what they think will be good. And I think everyone that I've sat in on has left there being like, I'm so happy that we
Yeah.
did the consult first, and then I get to like think about it, or like I'm booking this now, right?
Yeah.
So you get to have that like half an hour, 45 minutes of time just to talk about your goals. Yeah.
Totally. We will see.
Can't wait.
I think for me, I want to do more laser hair removal. I forgot to say that in my favorites. I want to get my legs lasered. It's just like the nicest thing. Not have to worry about shaving.
I know.
I love it. So I definitely want to do more of that.
Yeah, well, we go into the I don't think, like I try and explain this to my husband, but you go into the shower as a woman and you are shaving about 70% of your surface area.
Exhausting.
And yeah, it's like,
Oh my God, it's a
you get-
chore.
Like, why do you take so much time in the shower? Well, because I'm not hopping in, washing my hair and soaping up and jumping out. Like, I actually have to
Gotta like
Cry a lot of
decondition
things.
and shape
Yeah,
everything.
we're doing hair masks. We're doing the whole 9 yards. We're doing exfoliation, everything.
I'm already on board time with 2 kids and 2 businesses
Yeah.
and a husband and everything else. When I hop into the shower, like it is like I don't use shaving cream or conditioner or anything. I just the hair masking because I have time. But besides that, it's like very bare bones. Like exfoliation, what? I think I can do that once a month.
Yeah, fair. Yep.
Yeah,
When you said hair mask, I was like, I wish.
The laser.
I've had the Brazilian and the underarms.
Oh,
and it's like life changing.
Like
Never
no
had
more
to
ingrown hairs.
Oh my God.
No,
Bumps.
I haven't
I
had
haven't had
ingrown
them
hair
in
in
years.
years now.
Yeah.
Stop. Don't make me. I'm like, I need
know,
all of these
right?
things. Oh my God.
Keep adding it up.
Literally, I'm like, check.
And the new machines are so much less painful.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
I am like a big baby. I like can't do pain, and it's like it's so quick. And it's just it's not.
Yeah, the Vectus. The Vectus
Sorry?
is the Vectus.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Vectus is really nice.
Yeah.
But we always use the light shear diodes because actually light shear, the people who invented light shear, that was like the first laser hair removal machine, and their technology was patented. So people would kind of come close, but they could never get the success that that had. Was it spicy? Yes, it was spicier. But the Vectus came out and was kind of like new gen of that diode laser. And I don't know if they used it on you because they probably already had your settings, but it does come with a little machine that actually reads the melanin in your skin. So it actually makes the perfect power for that. We ignore the pigment in your skin and just target that pigment in your hair. So it's a world safer and way easier.
Wow.
Good to know.
Something for me is that I already have booked is my last session of Abby Clear. Is I'm very excited to finish up with that and see the results of that.
Yeah.
I'm 1 session to go out of 3 of them, so it's gonna be really exciting just to be fully acne free forever.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to
Bye bye
non-clear
acne.
skin. Yeah.
I have to get it done. That's one I did not get done because I was not being good to my skin at that time. I was on medication, which I couldn't. And then also I can a little bit. Can you guys tell? So I kind of got to clean up my skin routine, but I'm set to do it for April. So I am super excited because I don't break out a lot, but I do have breakouts during those hormonal times, and it's not fun. And like we were talking about in terms of confidence, like you could go out and you could be going on an amazing day, and it just ruins it for you because you feel like less of you when you have something on your face, very detectable even with makeup, and it just it kind of kills the vibe. What we were talking about with Qterra, they call it missed moments. So people will either not go or do things, or they'll put them off, or when they do go there, they're not enjoying them as much because they feel self-conscious because of acne and blemishes, right?
And that's the best part, I would say, is the hormonal
Yeah.
time when you know how your skin's gonna react, and then it's not reacting like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild to see on your own body that and then seeing the treatment like this that can be done in 3 sessions.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I'm so happy for you guys.
Yeah.
I want to get it done now.
Yeah, that's my answer too.
Is that yours?
So bad.
The Bobby Clear?
Yeah. I mean, I had like such a good skincare routine between the IS Clinical and the Zeo. I love like those, and they work so well together. But I've noticed even starting with like a retinol and stuff, I'm getting more of the breakouts, and I just kind of want to bang that all
Be
out.
done with them.
Yeah.
Bye.
I just want to have
Be gone,
clear,
acne.
beautiful skin all the time.
Yeah. And now it's achievable. Like that's why I was so personally, I was very I was proud of us that we got that opportunity to be the first in Calgary and one of the first 2 in Edmonton. I thought that was huge.
Massive, yeah.
That they came to us with that opportunity.
Because they know your clients
Yeah.
want it, and you can deliver that to your.
Well, then they're being so selective in where they're putting it even now still. So I was when we got to launch that, it was a very special thing.
You should feel proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we already know the ones that I want to get on. So definitely the masseter, because I think it would just elevate my life, because I have been wearing my retainers that aren't for grinding my teeth, but I've been wearing them strictly because I wake up and I'm like, oh my fuck, like I, like you said, like wake up angry. Sorry. I wake up angry because it just is like, it feels so tense and I don't know why. And I feel like it's part of the reason why I'm having horrible dreams, because I'm just so stressed out at nighttime. And then the other one is laser, because I lingerie model, and so shaving constantly is literally horrifying for me, because I get razor bumps so bad. And then it makes you like insecure to like even do your job and show up on set, because it's like I just feel uncomfortable, and it's like such, you don't want that to be like a problem. So I think those are definitely the ones that I'd love to try, because that would be chef's kiss, I think.
You would love the laser.
I'm like, and I'm so okay with like the pain. I'm just scared of needles like you. That's why I'm like scared of masseter and stuff, just because I'm like, and I know it's like perfectly fine. It's just like I have this weird phobia with them, so I'm like,
I get my masseters done every 3 months, and I'm scared every time I sit in the chair, and I know it doesn't hurt. Like that's the one place that I'm like, I didn't even feel it.
No, I've never like I don't have any Botox or anything yet.
If you get your lips done, it's not as bad as your lips.
Okay, see, but yeah,
it's all doable.
Yeah, and that's why there's numbing cream and stuff, right? But it's like, so I think those are the things that I'm curious to dabble in for sure.
Yeah, masseter Botox, and I can actually attest to this. You don't feel it.
No. Okay,
one
love
you
that.
Feel. Like you, like here sucks, the brow sucks.
Right.
The crow's feet, I'm like, it puts a horrible tear to my eye.
Here too.
But when they put it there. But like it's fast, but it brings a tear to your eye. But here I'm like, go ham, because it like you don't
go ham.
I'm go ham. I don't know if this should make it into the video, but you hear this weird crunch.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's this sound.
Love the crunch.
I can see you loving the crunch.
I almost don't even need to get Botox. Like I not do, but I'm like, I crave the crunch.
I know.
It's just
That's like this weird.
But you know what? It's worth it in the end. So
but like I was saying, it's just like you hear something, but you don't feel anything in that area.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you don't feel anything.
Well, that is reassuring as
I
heck.
just had this like,
Yeah.
I just felt it.
Love it.
I felt it, and then
I swear it's like Injectionist ASMR. Like
like a good
Like the nails tapping on the cheek.
Little like vibration microphones.
Well, like the True Sculpt and the True Flex machine, it makes this sound. It's like it's like singing to you as it's like getting ready to go. You're like,
And the temperature. Anybody here done temperature? Any of the temperature treatments? It's skin tightening on your face, on your neck, on your body, cellular reduction, and then the women's piece.
Oh.
Yeah, the one you did on your stomach. Yeah, you did that one.
Yeah.
That one.
Coach babies,
love you.
No, that had twins.
Yeah, that one sings.
I'm Granny.
I think that one's actually like a bit more calmer
Flexure
than the
and
flex.
yeah.
Intention.
Yeah, it's like you put on a YouTube video to go to sleep. That one.
It's
Love that.
It's
Love
warm.
that.
It's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure is.
Oh,
It
so
feels
good.
like a hot stone massage. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
So how about you?
Yeah.
I want to get more laser hair removal because I feel like for all the years I've been coming to the Injectionist, I should be a hairless cat, and I'm not.
No, it's hard to decide.
Well, getting ready for today, I had a bath, like my first time actually having like my own bath. I got a whole 15 minutes to myself.
Love that.
And then my son comes in after, he's like, Mommy, what's in the tub? I'm like, go play.
Like, leave me alone.
My child looks like that right now too. So I'm like, okay, so I need to do some more laser hair removal. And something I would really love to just like, you're like climbing into your sheets with like fresh soft legs and just like rubbing them together when you crawl to bed.
Such a good
And I just think it'd be like a nice treat for my husband. So like my feet are always so cold. So if my legs weren't prickly on top of it, I think he would also appreciate that. So they can be cold, but they'll be soft.
Yeah.
Yes, we love that.
Yeah. Well, it's so good to hear like everyone's favorite treatments. I feel like I want all of them now. I'm like, okay, which one do I decide on? I don't know. I feel like, like True Sculpt, AviClear, the masseter Botox, that all sounds really good. And like the thing with AviClear, like you said, you know, I have a good skincare routine and that works really well, but during those hormonal times where you're just like, you can't control it no matter what you do, no matter what skincare you use, it would be nice to just never have to worry about that again. So yeah, probably that one, I guess. But it's so tough to decide.
Yeah, there's so many.
Like,
How many units are used for the masters?
Anywhere between 15 and 30 per side. I think I was at 30 per side, but once you do it a few times, you start to atrophy the muscle. So you don't have to do it as much or as often or sometimes at all because you weaken that muscle so much.
I was gonna say, does that affect the muscle? That sounds really bad. Just as far as like chewing, eating, using the jaw?
No. If you didn't have like any sort of TMJ and you were just throwing Botox in there, then yes.
Right.
It can, or if your dosage is too high. So we always try and kind of start off low and slow, and see like how you react. And if you want to top it up, that's better than over treating it.
She'll like feel your
Yeah,
like
headaches.
bite down and
When
stuff.
you were talking about like just being irritated and like having these headaches, I'm like, okay, it's like check that box. Check that
Yeah.
box.
I know.
Jeez. And I have some pretty awesome muscles here. I just never noticed it.
Yeah.
we're all getting master after this.
So next party we do is in the clinic.
Can you make a stop here on your way home?
Literally.
So yeah, I guess the next one is kind of more based on Abby Claire. I know that you have done 2 out of 3. What have you noticed? Like, what are the changes that you've noticed since doing the 2?
I would say overall skin texture, for sure.
Yeah.
The skin texture is extremely smooth, but it has this hydration look to it. You can still see your pores, but the actual texture of it is so clear and smooth. It's really amazing.
Your skin looks so good.
Yeah, your skin does look really good. Have you experienced the same kind of thing, Tatum?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was really interesting when they first came out with it. They actually did a study on the first trial patients, and it's been about 4 years since that happened, and their skin has progressively just gotten better, which is kind of crazy.
That is
I'm already
insane.
so excited how my skin looks, and just knowing that
Wow.
it's going to get better. It might be a placebo, but I feel like my makeup goes on better too when I wear makeup, because it targets your sebaceous glands, so
Okay.
it completely gets rid of those. Right?
So no more
Like,
sebum.
you don't really have pores.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Beautiful.
it's kind of more just like butter now.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
little
Absolutely.
rock.
Yeah,
Clear and master.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a game changer.
you guys
for
are
sure.
glowing for sure.
Yeah.
It's a game
Yeah.
changer.
No, one thing that I found pretty cool too is like they can't call it a cure yet, right?
Right.
Like they need those studies to go out and kind of become that. It's hard to classify cure, especially in different countries. But
Could you call it
it's being
vaccine?
referred to a cure. So the most amazing part of those studies, like you said, is that they knew at 3 months and at 6 months afterwards that their skin was looking great. Then at a year, it was looking really good. But they're like, how long does this last? When do they need retreatment? What does that look like? And like you said, it's now going on to 4 years, and none of it, like people with sometimes the like most cystic, severe of acne cases that they had a ton of congestion on their face aren't even getting like oily is like
It's
is
crazy.
huge, right? And they haven't had retreatments because being part of the trial and the study, they're not supposed to get retreated or anything for that matter. Like they're not allowed to get laser on the face. They're not allowed to use retinol. They want to see the longevity and how far that goes in just the Aviclair alone. And they keep bringing them back in
That's beautiful.
for these pictures and follow-ups, and their skin just looks amazing.
That's amazing.
I think it also solidifies the investment.
Yeah.
Right? Like as someone
right.
like it is a lot of money, like and it's time and going back for 3 months back to back to back. That you're like, wow, this actually will change my life.
Yeah.
It's like a tattoo
So worth
you
it.
have it forever.
Yeah.
Like this is something that they keep showing just progressively gets better.
Yeah.
Which is kind of mind blowing.
It is mind blowing.
I'm already in love, so I'm like, oh, what am I gonna look like when I'm 40 and I have no zits? Like I'm just, you know.
It's
so beautiful.
It's fun. Like it's not funny. I hate to say it's funny. It's just like something that I say. It's funny to think, but like in my parents' generation, like not many people had acne. There were a few, but then I don't know a single person growing up that could like definitively say that they never dealt with acne or they never dealt with some pimples or they never dealt with blemishes. Like it's been every single person, a guy, girl, whoever. They all dealt with things that, you know, and it maybe not even just the face, maybe it's the shoulders, or maybe it's the back, or maybe it's
Chest.
like the chest, or maybe it's the butt. Like everybody has dealt with stuff like that I have talked to. So, and this is one of the most common skin concerns around the world, and there was really nothing besides medication that, I mean,
And harsh medication.
Yeah, like that dries out your insides.
Like
and,
I
you
took it, my
wrecks
lips
your
were
liver.
cracking off, my
Yeah.
hair was falling out. Like
Yeah,
it's
so
hardcore, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing with like not having acne anymore, like I don't know about you guys, but when I get like a cystic acne or like a whitehead, like that, it's getting popped. Like there's no way.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
such a picker.
Exactly. So
yeah.
it's like it would take away from the scarring factor, which will then even like help the longevity of your skin even longer in your life, because you're not gonna have scars. Like I used to have cystic acne on my chin, and like still sometimes it's starting lighting because I can see like discoloration. So it's like, yeah, you don't have to do that anymore, and you're not even tempted because it's just not even there.
It's not there,
Yeah, which
Well,
is so
and
awesome.
We were talking about this too, because there's really no age range that we say, okay, you can't get it till you're 16,
Mhm.
right? Like if you are 11 and going through puberty and starting to get, like, I'm gonna do that for my kids.
Yeah.
As soon
Yeah.
as they start to hit puberty, I'm gonna get them to
Yeah.
Aviclear, because then they're never gonna have to deal with, you know,
Yeah.
feeling.
Mom of the year.
My daughter's like that. I reached out to, I think I maybe spoke to Paige before.
Yeah.
And I was like, my daughter wants, I want to get her it.
Well, because then they never have to
Yeah.
deal with as they're going through puberty, and you know, already such a difficult time in our lives growing up,
Yeah.
and a confusing time, and you know, also having that insecurity of your skin, and then also having, you know, putting yourself in a place where you are going to get scarring, or you are going to get, you know, texture things happening,
Yeah.
or you are going to get, you know, a keloid that raises. Like I have 4 on this side that I could probably point out to you without having a mirror, that have been there since I've been a teenager, right? It's like just indents and pockets, and they can like not ever have to go through that, right? So that alone, like me being in my 30s and being able to experience doing these treatments and getting better skin is great, but being able to gift that to them before they even ever have to go through it, I think is really magical.
Yeah, that is
Such a great
beautiful.
quality of life.
It's funny, I for Christmas I gifted my boyfriend a facial from the Injectionist.
Oh,
And he's never like, you know, he's like, I don't
Yeah,
I don't
family
know.
man are like,
Right.
I don't do
So
that.
he goes and he loved it. Like he has a better skincare routine than me. So
I know.
I put him on blast when he does. So he goes, right? And he comes home and he's glowing. And it's just so nice to see a man like kind of be like, you know? And I'm like, oh, you look great. And he's so happy. He's like, thank you. And he's like,
That's
do you think
cute.
I should get Aviclear now? You get 1 pimple every 2 years. Like, so you're okay.
You're like, relax, babe. Relax, chill. Okay.
Well, I'm putting Danny on blast now because honestly, he's had the exact same Zeo wrinkle and texture repair in his side cabinet for about 3 years. That thing has been expired for a while. And I'm all over him all the time. I'm like, honey, like you need to start on this like skincare game. And he's like, okay. So like he'll ask me like, what's this for? And what's that for? I'm like, just take it. Now I'm noticing all of my, he doesn't just come and get one for himself. Now I'm noticing like all of my toners going down, and like my active serum's going down, everything's going down.
Of course. That's a
You go to
Brandon
the clinic too, like
Like, leave mine alone.
Brandon asks me to put it in the order. I'm like, just get your own,
I made him a note.
customized to you.
Yeah,
Like,
step
I like
one.
this stuff.
Yeah, I would label it. Like,
He wears, I have like a Reveness headband. He wears it. He literally like will go in with his skincare and it's like all, and he puts it on, his little curly hair just sticking out. And he's like, do you guys put enough toner on? I'm like, oh my god.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's super cute.
That's adorable.